Oh. Everyone's busy like checking out the news, seeing what's going on, if he's dead, if he's alive. Did he make it? See how the vibration runs the world, it's amazing. So an inch this way, an inch that way, it's like, you think like, how, you know? Hashem's really running the world, yeah. See how 1 millimeter difference, you know? It's all beyond Hashem. Some pages are still in the printer, that means. All b'schus HaTorah that we're learning. Small Shtibel in the middle of Eretz Yisrael. Guys come from Mesirus Nefesh. All right. Wow. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהכל נהיה בדברו.
Amen.
I do have chol mekuflam b'la'avot. Kind of have to leave early today, I think. Sure. Not too early, five minutes early. It's not the end of the world, but it'll be
Beginning of the week.
it's the beginning of the week, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
And we're increasing your security detail.
Look, it doesn't help if it was an inside job. You saw it looked like it was an inside job. This guy who's being interviewed by the BBC saying, you're selling for 5 minutes. There's a guy on the roof there with a gun. Why are you doing anything about it?
Come on, inside job. And they failed.
He was telling them, like, hey, there's a guy on the roof there. Take it down. Listen, these things are always inside jobs, I think. That's how it works. No? You got to assume the worst. Listen, everyone's asking, how come Biden didn't quit? Like, it was so obvious he's going to lose, right?
Oh.
I read up through Shimon. You missed the today's part.
Is that for me, you're a gentleman?
It's coffee.
Yeah, I realize that.
Sorry.
We're going to take a little bit of a detour today, but it's all really it's really all part of the sugya. But to get into to really understand what's going on here, we have to take a little bit of a detour around Shas, some sectors I've never learned before.
Right.
I'm humble, so I don't want to say. Most of Shas.
That makes sense.
Okay, so the Gemara says, where are we up to? Bava Metzia, Bava. Let me find my reading glasses before we make any major mistakes. So, the Gemara said, right, you've got the Suffolk Bukhar, Suffolk Pidyon, what's the Lashon? Takfa Kain, Suffolk Bukharis, Echa Bukhar Behema, Echa Bukhar Adam, Echa Bukhar Behema, It's a Mishnah in Bechiris. Where is this Mishnah? It's a Mishnah in Bechiris. So the question is like this. The Gemara is assuming here, right? The Gemara is bringing a raya. The Gemara is bringing a raya that if Takvakain Ein Metzia Miyadai, on the side of Takvakain Ein Metzia Miyadai, that's why it's also begizav aveda. Now this is a suffix. The kohen can't grab it. You don't have to give it to the kohen, but it's still also begizav aveda. The Gemara has a habam, and the reason why it's also begizav aveda, the reason why the suffix bechar has got some type of kedusha, is because if the kohen will grab it, the kohen can keep it.
Either way, possibly gives a later.
So the habam of the Gemara, that's the Gemara's maskalim. The Gemara's maskalim is either way, it's also begizav aveda. Whether the kohen can grab it, he can grab it, he can't grab it, either way, it's also begizav. But the habam of the Gemara is that this kohen, this bechar, is also begizav aveda. Only on the side that the kohen can grab it. If the kohen can't grab it, there's no begizav aveda. The question is why? Why would that not be a classic case of Yom crackers? Why is that not a classic case of suffix deraisa l'chumra? You got this bechar. You have a suffix issa here. Issa begizav aveda. If it's a bechar, it's going to be also begizav aveda. Why is that not going to be a suffix deraisa l'chumra? That's classic, right? What's the side that not? That's the shaila here.
Who has to try it more?
No. The Achronim. The Achronim basically asking this kasha, and it looks like there's a big machlokes v'shayim whether we could prove from this case, can we prove from here to kala ter kala? Is this a classic case of, now the Gemara's, even though the Gemara's havamina, but the logic doesn't get thrown off. The Gemara just says, you know what? Amarabba takvakain meitzin miyadai, and it says begizav aveda for whatever reason, right? Kedusha ba meilea. Question is every time you have a suffix, you have a suffix mominus, is also a suffix isidorai. So that's a shaila. Is every suffix mominus like this a suffix isidorai? So now I'm not talking about a case where you're misupik if you accidentally scratch the guy's car. So now do you have to pay him or not? Suffix isidorai to pay the guy, right? Because what the l'chayra, every suffix mominus is a suffix isidorai. Do I, guy says, did I pay you? Did I not pay you? So pay the guy. You got a suffix, you got to pay the guy, right? So why isn't every suffix mominus a suffix isidorai? L'chayra, on the side you have to pay him. If you don't pay him, you have a sigzol. But sigzol is doraisa, right? It's not derabon, sigzol. I think it's one of the big 10, right? So why is it that every time you owe a guy money, or you're suffix if you owe a guy money, you should say suffix doraisa l'chumra, pay him. So the achronim say that, I can't remember which achronim, but the later achronim, talking about like the Rosh Yeshivas, they say like this: you're only mechuyev to keep, B'hilchos Isad Gazal Chiv Mamon, you're only mechuyev to do what the Torah says you have to do in Beis Din. What the Din Torah says. If you have a suffix, you go to Rav, you say to him, do I have to pay him? If he says, you go to the Dayan says, you don't have to pay him. Whatever, however we're paskening. Once the Beis Din paskens, or your Rav paskens, you don't have to pay him, there's no Isad Gazal anymore. There's no chiv to pay him. There's a suffix. The whole mitzvah is not suffix also.
It's not really a suffix because there's a din of a motion for a variety.
Well, there is. You still don't know. You still don't know if you owe him, right? But since the din, the Isser Torah is not to follow the Shulchan Aruch. That's the Isser Torah. The Torah says leisixol. What the Torah means is you gotta follow the Shulchan Aruch. So that's the din of the Torah. The Torah says you gotta keep what the Beis Din tell you. You gotta keep the Shulchan Aruch. But if it's a suffix, and the Shulchan Aruch says, you open the Shulchan Aruch, what's it then? I can keep it. Now there's no longer a mitzvah to pay the guy.
Two separate meaning. One is, what should I do? And the other is, what would happen in a dispute in Beis Din? How would Basin
And the answer is that one's tall in the other. Exactly. I only have to do what Basin will tell me to do. I don't have to pay the guy misafik.
There's no personal suffix. There's no.
Otherwise, they're both misafik. Who's going to pay who? So you go to Basin. Who's going to pay who? We both don't know what happened. Each one has to pay the other one. Misafik? No. You go to Basin. However Basin paskins, Yachloiku, Kol Darim Gava, Mitzchol Raya, whatever the din of the Basin is, for that we're going to say, that's what you got to keep. Right? What about a case of stalker? A case of, let's say, we're talking about here, you got to give him matanis or kayan, right? You've got a suffix if you have to give it to him or not.
What's the suffix?
Yeah, so you have a suffix bukhar. That's our case here. You have a suffix bukhar. Or you have a suffix, a more classic case, very relevant, a suffix stalker. Suffix stalker. You have, it comes up all over Shas, right? The Shach says,
You promised to give money to Zaka and then you forgot if you did or didn't?
in even more, so I'll tell you the case. This is the classic case, right? This is a classic case. Happens every day to a lot of people, not to me, for obvious reasons. You'll see why. The Gemara says, is got kasha. Yeshad l'stoka, Gemara Nudarim, I didn't print it out. I think it's in my print, I forgot to take it. Nudarim dav zayin on dav. Yeshad l'stoka, ein yad l'stoka. What's a yad? A yad l'neder. Now everyone knows, if I say I'm taking a neder, I'm going to, I don't know what. Take a neder, I'm going to give a cat a stocker, right? So you got to give the cat a stocker. Now what's a yad? Yad means you didn't say clearly, I'm going to give this cat a stocker. What you said is haray alai, or haray zeh. Rav Hai Gaon has two different gears. There's a shaila if he's speaking about the specific cow, or if it's. But it's obvious to everybody what this guy's talking about is. Let's say everyone says, I'm going to give $100. Everyone's like, the gabba says, who's going to give $100 to the Karen for we're trying to collect money for on a Hekdesh here? Who's going to give $100? Everyone says, I'm going to give $100. I'm going to give $100. And the guy just picks up his hand and says, I'm going to give. So he didn't say, I'm going to give $100 to the thing. That's called a yad. You're not holding, you didn't say it exactly. It's like a handle. You didn't grab it properly. You took the handle. Is that called? So a yad applies to everything else. If you say a yad lehekdesh or a yad lenazirus, let's say a guy walks past.
Why is it because he didn't say an amount, or because?
No, you didn't clearly say I'm going to give the stock. No, you didn't say I'm going to give the stock. You stopped in the middle of the sentence. Let's say if a nazir is walking around in front of you, a nazir, and you say also me, right? It's a yard. You have to be a nazir also. You don't have to say the full words. I'm going to be a nazir. In the Durham, we say that you can use all sorts of different lashonos. Like originally, the lashon was korban, and then it became kainam, but the lashonos changed, and it goes if he losha bein adam. The whole sugi of Nadarim, it goes if how people talk, right? So if a guy says, I'm going to give also. I'm going to give, you get an aliyah, and the gabba says, Mishabach, you're going to give a truma to base knesses, and the guy like, you made like some type of yad. You didn't say I'm going to give money to the shul. You said I'm going to give. Okay, I'll give. You didn't say how much. You didn't say what. So are you chayiv to give? Yesh yad l'tzedakah, ein yad l'tzedakah.
Had to give something.
If he said I'm going to give, well, we'll see. Good question. The Gemara says yesh yad l'tzedakah, ein yad l'tzedakah. If he said I'll give money to the shul, that's a neder. But what if you didn't say clearly I'm going to give money to the shul? You said I'm going to give. You didn't say what. You didn't say to who. You said I'll give. It's mashma that you're going to give money to the shul. That's called a yad. You didn't say I'll give money to the shul. You stop short. The Gemara says yesh yad l'nadarim. Right now, the Gemara has a shaila. Do we learn from korban? We don't learn from korban. That's the Gemara's shaila. How do we learn? Is yesh yad l'tzedakah, ein yad l'tzedakah? Now the Ramah says, Paskas halacha l'maisa, and v'chein harba rishonim, that if a person is mechayiv tzedakah b'machshava, he's chayiv to give.
Next go.
Well, it's a shaila, yeah.
For example, the guy comes in to collect.
A guy's walking. The guy walks into shul. You think I'm going to give this guy a shekel, and then he doesn't come. He goes the other way. He's about to come towards you. You're about to give him a shekel. He can't be bothered to wait for your change. And he walks off. Right? You thought in your head I'm going to give this guy. You're davening. You didn't say anything because you're davening. You didn't say I'm going to give you money. You're in the middle of Kriya Shema. You're like, okay, I'll give this guy. Then he walks off. I think there's a story with Shlomo Zalman Auerbach who's running down the street after some guy to give him the shekel that he had machshava to give him. So even though the story was like this, I'll explain to you. The story is not pashut. Remind me to get back to the story. What happened over there? Meiser Rava Rishon Zalman. So yesh machshava. If you think you're going to give, that's how Ramah paskins, right? If you want to give the guy, you have to give. So some say the Ramah is talking about. I think it's the Radva says only if you said I'm going to give tzedakah. They give you an aliyah and they say, will you give a matana beis knesses? You say, matana beis knesses. You say, yeah, I'll give a matana beis knesses. You didn't say how much a matana is, but in your head you thought $1 million, right? So Ramah says, then you're chayiv. In other words, you said you're going to give to the shul. In your head you thought $1 million. Now you're chayiv to give $1 million. Then you for sure then you're chayiv to give.
You have to pay what you bid.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
how bids you?
No.
Why not?
Because you had das. You only had das to pay if you win. You don't have das to give stum. I'm buying an aliyah. If I win the aliyah, I'll pay the $1 million. If I don't get it, I'm not going to give anything.
I was in the show, and on the bimmer it says every aliyah is minimum 2 shekels. Whether you say or not, automatically you have to give 2 shekels.
Just 2 shekels.
No.
If you didn't write like 10 shekels, like it's worthwhile getting dirty for 2 shekels.
So
Like-
people are going to leave if they
Minimum of 2 shekels.
you put too
Yeah.
much down on the piece of paper. People down
Yeah, yeah.
there.
So are you muchayiv to listen? Is that called you makabel if it says something? Is that called you have das and 2 shekels? If the guy says I'm not giving 2 shekels,
Tonight coming to the show.
okay. So what? So I didn't come to shul. My davening is not chal. I came to shul like that. But what are you going to do now? I got the aliyah. You take it away from me?
To give that money to.
Why? I made a verbal agreement with the shul. I agreed to the shul's deny. The shul says we want this condition. That's a,
I think implicit in your davening there and getting
I don't know. There's, for example, there's some shuls have a sign that says whoever comes to shuls al das. So anything you leave behind is hefker after 24 hours, after 3 months, after 6 months. That wasn't mafker. Who says the shul has the right to be mafker my possessions just because they don't want it?
In the remaining show, there's a sign that if you say Christmas, you can't guarantee your property.
If you say
Christmas, you
Christmas,
can't guarantee your property. Romanians.
So that's the shaila. This guy he's besophic. So you have a machshava to give money to tzedakah. So he said, if some sheetahs, it's only if you said you're going to give, you have a suffix if you said it or not. The Ketzai says, by the way, derech hagav, you give to any ani you want to. Even though you thought I'm going to give this ani, right? But you have to give tzedakah, give you a shekel to the next guy that walks past. The others say, what are you talking about? You have to give this guy, you owe him the money. It's a big shy, like who do you owe the money to, right? Either way, the kasha is like this. The kasha should be bothering all of us, and I'm sure it's bothering all of you tremendously, is what's the whole Gemara shaila if yesh yad l'tzedakah, ein yad l'tzedakah, if machshav is mechayev you? Forget about the fact that I said I'll give. As soon as you thought you'll give, you're chayev. Again, typically, what's the Gemara shaila? Yesh yad l'tzedakah, ein yad l'tzedakah. If I can be chayiv, if I'm potter, even if I didn't say the whole lashon neder, as soon as I thought I'm going to give tzedakah to the guy, I'm chayiv to pay him. That's how we paskin. That's how we paskin. That's a sheet in the Gemara. Chayiv, you chayiv with the machshava. What do you have to come ahead and say? You chayiv because you yad l'tzedakah. Because you said yad, it's a yad neder. So machshava is mechayiv you.
You work, which way are you working?
Simple kasha. The Gemara says, ask kasha. Yeshad l'tzedakah, yad l'tzedakah.
The machshava, yeah.
No, it's not yad. Yad means I said hari zeh, but I didn't say l'tzedakah or hari or lie. Is that enough to be mechayev me? So
different chiyuvim.
Huh?
One chiyuv of yad l'tzedakah is one chiyuv of machshava.
Yeah, but why does Gemara have to? What's a tzad that ain't yad l'tzedakah that you're not chayev? If I say hari I like to give, and I'm thinking I'm going to give this guy $100, I said hari I like to give. I'm chayiv mitzad the machshava, but I'm not chayiv mitzad the yad l'neder.
Because
The machshava is mechayev me, not the neder.
what are you going to be chayiv?
Mechayev whatever I said. If
You didn't say anything.
no, let's say you said something specific. I said everyone's giving $100. I say I'm also me also. You said me also. Well, $100, right? I didn't say I'm also going to give $100. I said me also. So I'm definitely thinking in my head I'm going to give $100, right? So I'm chayiv mitzad the fact I thought about it. What's the side of the Gemara that even though Ein Yad L'Neder, I'm not chayiv to give?
Lamai nafkamina, which one is Machayev?
I just want Benji in the shit, that's all.
He didn't set up the video.
No need to apologize.
We're talking about your shit.
Excuse me.
Oh, in that case, carry on.
You were saying the first thing you have to do in a shul is take care of a ger, yatom, ve'almana. Not only literally, but anybody who's downtrodden.
Why not literally?
That's not only.
No, don't take the pasuk to where it doesn't go. It's not talking.
Huh?
Trump is downtrodden.
Oh,
Trump.
Trump is okay. He's a millionaire.
That's what we're talking about there, your whole sugya.
If you got a kid, if you got people.
Oni v'rash tztiku.
Huh?
Oni v'rash tztiku.
Oh,
What do you do?
exactly.
That's our sugya today. You came to the right day.
Okay.
Oni
That's
v'rash
what we're saying.
tztiku.
Why do you miss?
What are the halachas that we need to learn?
Well,
He mentioned it.
Yeah.
that is a hate
Lamai nafkamina, which one is Machayev?
Well, how could the Gemara have a tzad that you're not chayiv? How could the Gemara say yesh ein yad l'tzaka? It's a machlekes. Yesh l'tzaka ein yad l'tzaka. Do we learn from Kochim? Do we learn from Truma? What not true? Do we learn from Korbanos that you're yesh yad l'tzaka and you're chayiv? Is it like a carbon yesh l'tzaka? It's not, and you're pata. How can you be pata? How can you be pata? You're chayiv from your machshava. So someone will say that when you're chayiv, if you had das.
Well, be careful. The word machshava das is two different things.
Very good point. Very important point. What was that? So if we're
Not chachma in the das.
so someone say it like this. This is the Torah is given that if you had when you thought I want to give staka, if you thought I only wanted to be chal with my dibur, then the machshava is not chal.
Yeah.
If the guy is standing in shul, he's about to say, "Yeah, I want to give." I'm about to say, "I'm going to give." I'll tell them I'm also going to give $100. Then your machshava is not teifus, because your machshava wasn't to give. It wasn't to create the chalais with the machshava. If you think I'm going to give, then you have to give. But if you're thinking I'm going to give, but I'm also going to say I'm going to give, and I only wanted to be chal with the machshava, with the dibur, then the machshava is nothing. No, not really.
You have to, if you want
I say, if I think to myself, I want to give this guy, right? I'm going to give. There's a schnorr walking past. You think to yourself, I'm going to give him, right?
you think,
Then you chayev. But if you think to yourself,
if I see him, I'm in front of him, then I will give him.
it's a daichik, it's a shtickle of daichik. The kasha is a very good kasha. But you got to say something along those lines. I think, who is it that says the sheet that brings down from the sheet brings down, I can't remember what he says it's a shame.
It's away in the Chayos or in Bava.
No, not here. So the Shita says that the Shita says, hold on, what's his lashon? He says if a person's thinking, when you think, this is the machshava that's mechayiv you. If you think I'm going to give him, I'm not going to be chayza. You have to say I'm not going to be chayza. The daitai. I'm giving him, and that's it. I'm not being chayza. If you think just I'm going to give him, that's nothing. Like a neder, when you say a neder, it's like I make a neder. I'm going to give this. Now you can't be chayza. So the machshava can't be less than the neder. So if you think I'm just going to give the next shnor that walks past, you're not chayiv. Anyway, back to the story with the Rosh Zalman. So it turns out Rosh Zalman.
Chased after the
So why did he chase after the guy? Because the guy was blind, and he was makabel. As soon as it hits the guy's hand, he's not giving the staka until it actually goes into his hand. And this blind guy, so that way you don't go crazy running after every schnorrer. We used to have in the mirror, people used to like run after the schnorrers, giving them the shekels because the guy walks past, right? They make so much money there, they're milking it. So they haven't got time for your shekel. They go, run, pushing past people, in the middle of davening. Let me give this guy my half a shekel, right? So, but halacha l'maisa, you don't have to, unless you have das. So he had das when it hit his hand to give him. And this guy, he was blind, he thought he gave it to him. I don't know why, but he touched his hand, but he turned around, he dropped it on the floor, and then the guy walked off, and then he, so he's chasing him down the street to find this blind guy, because he had das to give him. But Stam is like, if you stum thinking you're going to give a guy, either you give to another oni, or you're not chayiv to give at all. If you do a mob, a pasha says, once you're chayiv to give if you think you're going to give a guy, you're chayiv. That's the pasha. Okay.
A guy or the guy.
This guy, any guy.
you're makdish it basically. It's hekdesh, so it's as long as it's not a stuff.
Anyway, the shaila is how do we pass
That
him?
guy is a fake schnorrer though.
Oh, they all pay.
And you think, oh, I'm gonna give it tzedakah because you're thinking about a guy and he doesn't really need the money, but
So how do we pass him? Yesh al tzedakah, ein yad
You
tzedakah.
fulfill your obligation to give. If you thought I'm going to give tzedakah, but for him it's not tzedakah because
It's not for Shmaya. You have to do your bit.
So yesh al tzedakah, ein yad tzedakah. How do we pass him? What do Rishonim say? Do we say that you have to give it tzedakah or you don't have to give it tzedakah? So it's tali. Is tzedakah is it a suffix Mamon or is it a suffix issa?
Ah.
The Rishonim, the Ramban, Rashba, Rif, they say it's issa. Suffix Mamon, suffix issa or l'chumrah, suffix device or l'chumrah. You said you're going to give this guy tzedakah. You said the yadlin ned. That ned is issa. You got to give him, right? That makes perfect sense to us, right? Suffix issa, suffix device or l'chumrah. Zug Duran is suffix Mamon. It's not suffix device. It's l'kula. Suffix Mamon is l'kula. I'm going to the money. You go get it from me. Prove to me that I owe you.
Genuine. As long as it doesn't get into the hand of the recipient, it's still yours.
Right, it's all mine. I'm muchzuk. There's a suffix Mamon here.
If it's Mamon, then I'm not over allowed. That's what you're trying to say.
If it's Mamon, I'm not. Yeah, if it's Mamon.
But don't give it.
that's enough. I mean, if it's
Well, what we said at the beginning, for those who were listening, right? For those who were here,
Those who were here who were listening, I never saw you there.
for those who were here, the whole shaila is once it becomes a shaila of Mamonus, right?
One to
Chesh now. Once it's a shaila of Mamonus, so you go to the Rav, you go to the base, and you say, "Am I chayv to give the guy?" If he says no, then there's no longer an issa. The issa is nigra after the psak din in base din of the Mamonus. So as long as I'm in Mamonus and potter, there's no longer any issa over here, right? It's all good.
Yeah.
And the Shach comes along and says, this machlekes, the Ran and the Ramban, is everywhere. Wherever you have the suffix Mamonus or suffix issa, you have the same shaila. Is it Mamonus or is it issa? It's the kol kula. You have the shaila, suffix. You look at it like it's Mamonus, you look at it like it's issa. Can we prove it from our Gemara? L'chayru, the Ran's got a massive riot from our Gemara. B'char, suffix b'char. What's the din? L'chayru, the Gemara said, it's only asa, it's potter. Suffix b'char is muta. How much chavar araya? Potter. Suffix b'char is potter. You don't have to give it. That's the Mishnah b'char. Suffix b'char is a potter, you don't have to give. How much chavar araya? The guy has to prove it to you. What do you mean? Why is it suffix issa? That's only on the side that the guy can keep it. The Mishnah says, suffix b'char is potter. You don't have to, we'll get there in a minute. We'll hold the thought. The Gemara says, suffix b'char is, this kayan, he wants his b'char, you say to him, potter. It's a suffix. It's potter. If it's mine, I don't have to give you because of what's called a raya. So why isn't it also now? It's also, it's potter, it's muta.
wait, what would the issa be? Only gives a avoida. They still can't do that. So we didn't really
That's the
cancel the issa.
Right, it's Gizavodas Doraisa.
No, but you're saying that's a side thing.
That's totally in the moment. That's going to be Nimshach Acha the woman.
You're saying, oh, it's for sure it's Mamonus, but hang on, maybe it's also issa because he can't do gizav an avoida, which is not nafkamina if it's issa or Mamonus if he can't do the gizav an avoida anyway.
First of all, why doesn't he have to give it to him? That's the first question. Forget about the Issa Gizav Avoida. Don't get carried away with that.
You can't bring a proof. Why? It has to be Mamonus because no, but he's not the gizav avoida, so you can't bring a raya.
But why do you have to give it to the guy? Why is he part of give it to this Kayan? Why does he have to give it to the Kayan? First question is, why doesn't he have to give it to the Kayan? Why does he have to give this? Why does he have to give it to the Kayan?
It's a suffix issa. Both. It has to be both.
For one of them, it's a suffix issa. So and with the Kohen, it's suffix Mamon.
The Issa B'Malei, the Gemara says is Issa B'Malei. That's nothing to do with this. That's a Zaitika Issa because it's Malei or whatever that means, right? The question is, why don't you have to give this suffix B'char to the Kohen?
If you say
you might be M'choyev a mitzvah of giving this B'char. Let's go very slowly. The guy has a cow, has a B'char. Do I have to give this to Kohen? It's a mitzvah do I have to give to the Kohen your B'char, right?
Yes.
You make a bracha on it?
Yes.
So why doesn't he have to give this? It's a suffix the right, so give it to the Kohen.
That's what you said before. What Bezin would pass him is what you have to do.
So till now,
Oh, so the Ran saying, even though it's a mitzvah,
Whatever.
so that's what the Ran's learning, even though it's a mitzvah,
Like, maybe you would personally
yeah,
resolve the suffix by giving it, but you don't have to because that's not
because it's classic Mamonus.
No, it's potential classic Mamon. It's not Mamon. As we're trying to say.
At the very least, it's Suffolk.
Yeah, Suffolk Mamon.
It's Suffolk Mamon. As
No, maximum is Suffolk Mamon. But isn't all this obvious? I mean, where do we?
No, the whole thing is obvious.
No,
yeah, I was hoping you all got
We're
understood
just,
this.
we're just here for the.
To the herring.
Where do
Clearly.
you draw the line? The Suffolk Mamon.
So if the Ramban, right? If the Ramban says Suffolk Neder, you got to give the guy the money. Suffolk Yad L'Tzedakah, as the Mishnah talking about Yad L'Tzedakah, Yad L'Peah, you got to give. Here also, you got Suffolk B'chayres, give it to the Kayan. Why not? Why is Pidyon Petach Hamar or Pidyon Aben different to Suffolk Tzedakah? What's a chiluk? Is there a chiluk? You're telling me a chiluk?
Yes.
You have a teretz?
Yes.
What? Again, my question is very clear. If the Ramban and Rishonim say Suffolk Tzedakah, you have to give. Why? Because it's Mamon. It's not Mamon. It's Issa. It's a mitzvah. It's a surim. It's every day. It's not Choshen
He doesn't
mitzvah.
have to give it to him.
No. He's going to give it to him. He's going to give it to him. Suffolk Tzedakah. You're talking about.
Why can't the guy who owns the same way with Suffolk
Because we want him to get
jackpot? Why can't the owner of the
I'm to take this
or
from
mafkir the animal?
Got hungry on the
And
way
the
home.
coin just takes it away.
He could, but he doesn't want to do it. He wants to keep it. He doesn't want to give it. He's not interested in.
I'm still slightly confused. Why am I confused? Because it's not the coins yet.
Also, the stock is not. The stock is not the onies yet. The stock is not the onies yet.
Stop.
I got you come to shul and you say, I'm going to give $1 million. You don't say to the shul, right? They come to you and say, okay, raise $1 million. You say, I didn't say to the shul. It was a yad. I didn't say I'm going to make an eder. So we call up to our body. We call it the Ramban, call it the Ran. The Ran says, Suffolk Mamon, you're not chayav, right? That's how the Ran says. What does the Ramban say? Of course you got to pay. It's Suffolk the rice and the chumrah. You got to pay the guy.
So therefore you should say.
And guess what? You can't even matter neder. According to many sheeters, literally stock you can't be matter. You're stuck. You had the neder, boom. You can't be matter the neder. Too bad. You got to pay this guy.
Unless my sitting gates in Shiva, the boys were learning in Dory. So the boy says, I'm making my chayli of the potatoes Hekdesh. I'm making a neder. Mela, all the potatoes are awesome.
He has a chilek in the potatoes.
Yeah, he's my chayli in the potato. So he went to the Rosh Hashiva, throw him out. They threw him out. They took him to the door of Yeshiva. If you would have known what would happen, would you make the neder? No. What's the last? So 1 second. So we're saying they're all the same.
They let him back in the yeshiva though?
You don't know the For 1 second, you want to say that according to everything is the same suffix.
Yeah.
Every suffix.
Well, so what's the difference? You got to come tell me what the difference is. We're going to try to squeeze out difference over here, but you got to come tell me. Don't say it's not a kasha. The kasha is a kasha. Another classic example. Another classic example. Okay, we spoke about this I think 2 weeks ago. The Torah says you can't take ribbis.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Jews are very into this business because I guess the goyim didn't understand it was only for the Jews. Right. So ribbis ketzutza also. What's the din? I make a deal with Benji. I say, Benji, I'll lend you $100, but I want 110 back next Sunday. Ribbis ketzutza deraisa. What's the din? Now, does he have to give me back? We go to the Rav. I go to him. I say, listen, I made a deal with him. It's also, we both over this, so there's no question we go over this. So I lent him, he borrowed me. Okay. I said, I want my $10 back. I gave him 110. Now I want the 10 back. It was ribbis. I gave him 100. He gave 110 back. I said, I want my $10 back. I get the $10 was ribbis, right? Ribbis sits in the raisa. It's also to pay, and therefore I lend you money. How does this work? I lend you money, and you gave me back 110, right? Now Benji Kazi says, I want my $10 back. It was ribbis. I don't want to be over this. He wants. He's Michael on the ribbis, Rabbi. Right? But he wants the $10 back. What's it in? It's a machlaikas.
Why is my focus?
Rabbi Yechon and Rabbi Lazar, what's it in?
Therefore, it was never.
Rabbi Yechon says, lo yachzi. You don't have to give it back. You're over this, so you don't have to give it back. Rabbi Lazar says,
Oh, it is.
Does giving it back fix the Isser?
No.
that's a question. Is it gezel? You have to give it back, or is it not gezel? Is it gezel? You have to pay back? Well, no. We agreed to pay. We agreed together. It's not gezel. So the Rabbi Lazar says you have to give it back. Yachzir, right? Question is, what happens if you got something that's suffix ribbis? Are we passing yachzir? You have to give back the ribbis.
Right.
What about suffix ribbis? Do you have to give it back or not? Is it Mamon or is it Issa? Suffix ribbis doraisa. If
This is a problem.
I told you
You gave me $100 and I gave you back.
No, I think
shekel based on the rate.
This is a
So when you
problem.
learn
yeah. There's 1,000 cases of suffix doraisa.
Somebody in business who buys and sells and says to him, no, this is my Mecholia.
Yeah.
No, if you pay me now, it's one price. You pay me later, it's more. That's ribbis.
Give you a discount for cash.
Yeah, it's got to get. Is it shall ribbis if you pay later?
Is that suffix or is that
No.
pure ribbis?
Oh, well, a socket in that situation. Well, we didn't make it a time. I have this mice every day. I have when I was selling drugs. When I was selling the stones.
Yeah.
Okay, so l'chayr it could be the same machlek as Ramban, Ran. What's it then? Is it suffix Issa? Is it suffix Mamon? How'd you look at it? That's Mepashtus, right?
What the klotz kasha is, it's a shopping Issa. The $10 is Issa.
No, the Issa you gave him the ribbis. That's for sure. Also, the question is now: is the Mominus? Is giving back the money? Is that Mominus? Is that Issa? That's the shaila, I guess.
And you say the moment is not Issa.
It's machlekes.
Paying back isn't doing tshuva.
No, I'm
for
talking
the
about
Isser
the-
of
I'm
ribbis.
talking about the money. Is the money the Issa?
Now we're going to go back to the Ramah for a minute. And the Ramah says the following, right? Anytime you have a pigeon aben,
Right.
take a pigeon aben, right? So the Ramah says a Hekdesh and no one understands why he says this. The Ramah says, no one, you probably understand it,
So I
but
can't eat.
the guy can't eat because ribbis. No, the Ramah says you can't do a pigeon.
There was nothing wrong.
The Ramah says you can't do a pigeon aben al shliach.
There are pictures in Vietnam of a shliach bringing pigeon aben from the father to his son when he's in Vietnam.
The father was in Vietnam?
Yeah,
The Ramah says you can't do pigeon aben al shliach.
absolutely. Yeah.
You can't.
It was 3 years ago.
Question is why not? Why can't you do pigeon aben al shliach? L'chayr any mitzvah you can do al shliach, right?
This should be
No.
good for it.
Can you wear tefillin? Can you wear tefillin al shliach? No, right? So
Begufa.
there's a big machlekes. Is it because mitzvah? So the Ksai is famously you're saying it's mitzvah begufay.
This Hilchah Shlich is the first.
There are any mitzvahs in your guf. You can't make a shliach to the sukkah for you. It's going to be your guf. Hashem wants you to put on the left hand tefillin. You can't put it on the right hand. So putting on his left hand is like putting on someone else. It's like putting on your right hand. It's not your hand. It's going to be on your guf. That's what the Ksai says. He doesn't like the one of the Rishonim. He doesn't like the Rid. Places the Rid says, why you can't make a shliach for I don't know what. When can you make a shliach for mitzvah? Only if there's a chalais. If there's a chalais, kedushin for example, it's a chalais. It's a mitzvah lekadesh. You can do it the shliach, right? Mitzvah boy yesim shluchai. There's a shlich, a chalais. You're taking shumas as a chalais. You can do it the shliach. But there's no chalais. You put a talis on. No chalais. So that's what the Tais is read. You can only do a shlichus if something happens. There's a chalais. You can have a shliach do that for you.
I thought you made Hamosh on Chalos. No? Oh.
The Ksais doesn't like it. He has a very big kasha.
So what's that got to do with
Hold on. We'll get there in a second. Why the Ksais says on the Tais read of his kasha? The Gemara says yesh shliach dvar veira, yesh shliach dvar veira. Right? I tell you to go kill someone. When it says I'm not chayv yesh shliach dvar veira. What does it say? There's a shlichus. What's the chalais over here? I tell you, go steal from me. There's a chalais that's stolen. There's a chalais he's nirtzach now. That's what he means. It's a chalais misa. I want you to create the chalais. He said, no, it's not chalais. That's the chalais. You could say it's a big chiddush. Say, yeah, now he created the chalais, so he killed the guy. It's a chalais. I wanted to.
This is the problem with Trump. There was a chalais, but it didn't work.
He shot Trump to kill Biden.
What do you do if you miss your mother-in-law?
Right?
You didn't know that one? Oh, that's classic. Hello. Bye.
yeah.
Bye. So, it was 500,000, we take 10% for stuff. Whatever.
So the question.
You said it now. It's done.
We would take what you give.
So the question is, so let's think about this pidyon ben case. Why if you're a ma, can you not do alei shliach? Is there a chalais there? L'chayra, he's paid him, right? There's a chalais. So you should be able to do alei shliach. Is it mitzvah begufay if the chalais you can't do it? Mitzvah begufay is not mitzvah begufay. Why can't you do it? It's a mitzvah beguf of the father. The father has to do it. It's chal on him. It's a mitzvah begufay. Who says he has to do it?
The mitzvah that his son should be.
L'chayra, you should be able to do alei shliach.
It's a mitzvah on him to be paid.
And the grok comes in on the Ramah and he says, guess what? Of course you can do a pidyon ben shliach. You know why? You don't even need shlichus. It's chiyah, because it's mominous. All you're doing is you're paying off the guy and you're bribing him. Take my 5 slime and let me keep the pachar, right? So it's just mominous. Anyone could pay for you. You don't even need a shliach. Like, of course you could do it.
Let's get over this.
Maybe that's why in Vietnam, your whole story, I don't
Well,
know.
you just had a story
Sure,
now in the
thanks,
war. There's a story in the war where the father was killed in Gaza,
And
the base, the Rav, and that was one of the Rav. They had a video of it.
said
He
what?
did the pigeon ben. He had a baby born.
No. So it's a huge kasha. What happens when? So like this, it goes like this.
The father says, I don't want the baby.
It's a gewaldige shaila.
What's the shayla? You keep the money and then you keep the baby.
That's why it's only the bechor, because once it's the 3rd and 4th kid, you're ready.
There's no chance.
So what happens? You have a kohen, right? And the kohen is a shtickle bel for derech. He marries a shekter, marries a grusha. Sorry,
Stick off.
he marries a grusha. He didn't realize. He did realize. He marries a grusha. So his son becomes a cholol, right?
Still the current.
He's about to have his firstborn with the love of his life. He's about to have this baby, right?
A Yiddish girl.
A Yiddish girl, she's divorced. Kedas Moshe Yisrael. Now what happens? If a Yisrael, a Kohen marries a Yisrael, a Kohen marries a Yisrael who's a Grusha.
Who's having the kid? The Kohen or
The Kohen and this Grusha have a baby. The first Bechor, right? What's the din?
It's a Gemara.
The Cholol has to have
One pocket, you put it in
the
the second pocket.
Cholol has to have a pidyon ben.
Yeah.
The Cholol needs a pidyon ben.
Even
Right.
the father's a Kohen.
The father's a Kohen
No, even though, yeah.
because he's a Cholol, right? Now, what happens? The father now, there's a Gzera D'Rabbanan, the father can't take pidyon ben money because he's married to this Grusha. He's puzzled. So what happens though? He's Megarisha, he wants the 5 slime big time, he wants to save the 5 slime, he divorces her, does a shtickle tshuva, now he can take the 5 slime.
He has to pay her alimony.
He does a Trump, he does a Biden job now, he hires a hitman, right? To take her out. He's no longer married to this Grusha. So now he could take the slime.
From who?
Is that fixed? The kid is still a halal.
He could take for himself. She's gotta take pidyon ben on this halal.
It's a big coin. He's matur.
What? He's chayav pidyon ben. He has the kid's a chol. He needs a pidyon ben. He needs a pidyon. But the kid was a chol. He's born from a wedlock. He's born from an issa darba. He's born from an issa lav. And the kid's a cholol. There's no way out of it. It'll always be a cholol. Question is, hold on. Let's get this clear. The kid is a cholol. The kid needs a pidyon.
Right.
Like any Yisrael, this cholol he can marry a grusha. He doesn't get an aliyah. He's like a regular Yisrael. L'chol dava. He's like a regular Yisrael. I actually know someone like the regular Yisrael. Cholol.
Well, how's Jerusalem?
He needs a pidyon. So the father has to do pidyon ben on him now, right?
Ask him.
Now he can give to himself because he's no longer married to this grusha. He can take from one pocket, give to the other pocket.
What difference does it make if he's married?
Oh.
If he's married to her, the Chazal gave him a kanas. You can't take money, pidyon ben money. He's married to grusha. He can't be nanny from matnas kun, all that type of thing.
Because he hasn't done
Right,
tshuva, yeah.
Once he's megarisha, he can take the money.
Okay.
Who's
What's
he?
that got to do with anything?
Who's he?
We'll get there. Hold on.
Who's he?
Was he the
Father.
father? The
Father
tata?
paid the money, even though the son is not the
Here's one I print. Here's what I prepared earlier. Take a look at Gemara Chulin.
even though the son
Flamadal
is
here. Take a
Is
pass
the
them
kiyuv
on.
not d'oraisa?
Oh,
Kiyuv on the halal is not d'oraisa?
no, because you're halal, that's right.
So it's a kiyuv d'rabbanan?
Yeah.
To be part of this halal?
Blemish is possible completely.
You want? No? So take a look at Kuf Lamed Aleph. The Mishnah.
Yes, this guy.
The Mishnah says, smack in the middle of the page, Kuf Lamed Aleph, Gesh nis gayer, Vaisale para nishcheta, actually is gayer pota. Mishnah is gayer chay. What are we talking about here, right? We're talking about matnas kohana. He's got to give the Israel a chay mekeba when you shech this animal to the kain. Now, who's chayiv to give Israel a chay mekeba? Only a yid. Does a goy, when he shechs an animal, have to give Israel a chay mekeba to the kain? No, right?
Is he shy, but he can?
That's how you get out of it.
I think a goy can give. I think a goy
That's how
can
you
give.
get out of giving him matnas kuna.
You give it to a goy first. That's what happens.
Take a shooter
As a goy. Okay.
We have
They
this
do
problem.
nowadays.
Kanunya. We do a kanunya.
No, we
They
have
do
this problem.
nowadays to get out of it.
Okay.
We have this problem all the time. There are Yiddish shepherds, Yiddish farmers who have animals. We have this problem all the time that
Israel Chaim Kebus. What happens? Gershon is
the flow on the behemoth before you get to that.
Yep.
So they make the shipments.
with a goy.
Yeah.
So this ger, he's about to be Megayer, he's about to be in the mikvah. Before he goes in, he tells the shliach, go shech me a cow. I want a big party for my Ger's party, right?
Oh.
So he jumps in the mikvah, the cow shechted. Is he chayiv to give Israel a chayiv mekeba? So if he shechted after the mikvah, he's chayiv. If he shechted before the mikvah, he's potter, right? Because the shliach of a goy.
The shaila, goy cooked food and then became a ger.
Is
Can
a
he eat the
bishul.
food that he cooked before? Is it bishul akum or can he eat it?
Good kasha.
But I would say it's allowed. It's not the takana, bishul akum. Like a marry.
He's talking about himself, he's saying.
Oh.
So what's the din of the suffix? Says the Mishnah, if it happened before, it's partial. If it happened after, it's partial. What happened? We don't know. Did he shech before? He dipped in the mikvah? After he dipped in the mikvah. Suffix, potter. You know what the din is by suffix l'chaim, keba, and whatever it is? Zroy l'chaim, keba, potter. Shamit mechavera olav araya. What do you see from here? The matnas kohana has got a din mominus. 100% mominus. Like,
So you have Tovas or no?
like the Ran, not like the Ramban, l'chayra, right?
Why
That's why you
do
have Tovas or no by picking the phone. From moments.
Yeah.
why do you need a
He
mission?
doesn't have to give. Why do you have to give? It's a suffix. It's a suffix if it's also. You got a massive suffix. Is this Israel Chaim K? But it's also for you. Is there a mitzvah for you to give it to the Kayan? It's not also. So hold on, back up a second. The thing with Israel Chaim K is there's no kedusha to it, right? If you give it to the Kayan, he can sell it back to you for $50. But he can say, I want the Israel Chaim K, but you can't take it away from him. It's his. It belongs to the Kayan. Therefore, I'm waiting for
But
a
it's not. If you eat it, is it Gneva or?
No.
It's Gneva. If you stole it from the guy, it's not Mila, it's not Kedusha. It's Gzela. It's Gzela. Moments. But you have a something, you have a mitzvah to give it to him. What about your mitzvah to give it to him?
Why do we need
You have a
mission?
mitzvah to pay a guy on time as well, but it's still not.
So let's see. Hold on, let's see.
Why do you need a
Right.
mission?
Let's take a look at the Gemara. We'll
Why
see.
do you need the mission B'chal? Why is this topic?
Bechal or this Mishnah?
No, this mission.
Oh, I thought you were asking Bechal. I thought it was like
No, why?
Kirv 101.
Why is this Mishnah any different than Sophic B'chal?
So let's see. Let's take a look in the Gemara. Ki asur of Dimi Omar Rami Omar. Hold on, put the glasses on. Ki asur of Dimi Omar Rami Lei Rami Mishim Belekish Lub Yechanan Tanan. It says, Sophic Potter, Almasveka Lekula. You see the Sophic is the Kula.
Verminu.
Verminu, you got a stira. Right, Verminu, it says Chayre and right. Verminu Verminu Chayre and Molish Techakama Harish Balabais, Acha Koisim Alelu Anim at Achlish Balabais. So you got this whole Shiloh of Sophic Leket. You don't know if the Leket belongs to the Aniyim. Remember, what's the story of Leket?
What do you forget?
You drop stocks while you're.
You drop
it.
You drop it. What? Shechaz, you forgot it, no? I forgot the sugya, right? Leket one to sort. So you got Suffolk leket, right? So May Omer, Hakol Aniyim Shesofik leket. Rameir says, you know what the din is by leket? Suffolk leket. So you see he's developing a kasha here. Why is it that by Suffolk, Zruel Achai Mekeba, you say Amoitz Mechavera, Olavaraya. By Suffolk leket, you got to give it to Aniyim. Okay, so
You have to say that the Aniyim were Konib even before.
so whatever. That's I've got to leave, so we'll finish very quickly. Skip 4 lines. Dom Rav Shimon ben Lakish. May dichsiv ani v'rashet stiku. May stiku. Ilay b'badayanim v'aksiv v'dalta loisad b'rivai. Al tzedek b'shachav v'ten loy. The reason why you got to give the ani is it says in the pasuk ani v'rashet stiku. Right? Ani v'rashet stiku. But by Kayan you don't have ani v'rashet stiku. Why?
And if the Kohen is only?
Huh?
If the Kohen is only?
No, that's a different ghetto.
It's nothing to do with it. It's yeah.
Yeah, it's not that, yeah.
Ani v'rashet stiku. Amorava hacha para b'cheskes p'tura kaima. Kama b'cheskes kiyuva kaima. There's a difference. What's the difference? That by the goy, right? By this gesh and this geyer, there's the what's it in? Why is that Moischel? Because this cow. We'll start with the field. The field is b'cheskes is chayv leket, right? There's a field. There's a cheskes is chayv leket. With a goy, we don't know if he was a yid yesterday. We don't know if he was a yid when you shecht. Was a yid, was he a goy? We don't know. There's a cheskes potter. By it, by the goy, but this is guy there's a cheskes p'tor. So I might say well but by the leket, there's cheskes chiyuv. Yeah.
No, a field on the field, not.
The field was cheskes chiyuv.
But it's not Cheskes Leket.
Oh,
It's not a Cheskes Leket.
Right, but the field was mechoyev. There's some type of chazaka here.
Okay, maybe for Peah, but for Leket? Leket is he drops it. No, Peah, it's the corners. That's it, the corners. From the day the field was created, you've got corners there. There's a chazaka that's Peah. But Leket, he dropped it. Was a chazaka he's going to drop it? What if he doesn't drop anything? What's the chazaka of Leket?
Once there's leket, there's leket.
Now, I'm going to leave you guys with a kasha. We're going to have to carry on tomorrow. I'll leave you with a kasha. The question is, what are you going to do with our Gemara of pigeon petach hamar? Right? You've got there a suffix. You got a suffix. Is that like leket? Or is that like the goy? Is there a cheskes chiv there? Why is it potter?
the Shiur is out Mamon, out Issa, back to the Shiur.
Exactly. Still there?
I'll take this. You want? Okay, Rabbi Sai. Have a good day. I've got to run.
Right, Zuma, we've got more than Zuma here. He's got a lot as well. Oh, you found
Oh, wow.
I think that's it. From what I can see.
There's a lady here looking for somebody. Maybe on here.
So that's.